Papoose is the wealthiest man that I've been with. And that's like no faking. I haven't paid for a flight, a hotel, a fucking purse, nothing, and I don't know how long. Food, he take care of everything.
He took care of everything, food included. Child, this was a scheme set up by Papoose and Remy all along. The goal was always to pull Claressa Shields back in, and so far, they've succeeded. No wonder they're still married. Claressa has always thrown her full support behind Papoose, claiming he was the first person who ever treated her right. But little did Claressa know, the real reason he was always there for her was because she was paying him to be. Literally. Maybe it was pity, or maybe it was malice, but Remy Ma already let it slip that Claressa was Papoose's latest come-up. And she's free to say it, because nobody's going to believe her anyway.
You're a user, and you over there playing with that girl. You over there playing with her. If I thought she would believe it, and would listen, or even care, because anytime somebody's gonna say, like, yeah, they told me what the situation was, and I accepted it.
And now Remy Ma's words feel prophetic, as new evidence suggests Papoose has been siphoning money from Claressa to clear his debts, and he reportedly won't stop taking from her until there's nothing left for her to give at all times.
Oh, I'm never gonna stop talking about my man. I just brought him his food in the back, because he was upstairs. Ain't that y'all joke? Oh, he's upstairs. Just brought him his food. And y'all talking shit, but guess what? Ain't nobody gonna ever make me stop talking about my man. That's what y'all think y'all gonna do. You're not gonna do it. Whenever I feel like saying Papoose's name, I'm gonna say his name.
Clock it.
Okay, so ever since Remy Ma and Papoose went from being black love to black poison, Claressa got outed as the woman Pap has been spending time with. Since then, her name has been attached to nothing but non-stop drama. If you see her in the headlines, 9 times out of 10 it's because she's saying something about Papoose or going off online over their relationship. With all this chaos surrounding her, it's easy to forget who Claressa really is outside of the mess. She is genuinely one of the greatest female boxers of all time. Claressa is a world champion and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. And while she might act a little wild when it comes to Pap, she is the only boxer, male or female, to become an undisputed champion across 4 weight classes, holding titles in as many as 5 divisions. That alone puts her in a league of her own. She even had a movie made about her called The Fire Inside, where Ryan Destiny portrayed her story. But none of that gets remembered, because Claressa is constantly caught up in drama tied to her man. Even if she doesn't fully realize the power and position she holds, Papoose definitely does, and he wasted no time stepping in to take advantage of it. Claressa has Papoose performing at arenas and packed venues he never truly reached on his own. Even during his time with Remy Ma, we honestly haven't seen this much Papoose in over a decade. While his lyrical pen is respected, the truth is that he lacks commercial visibility and leverage without Claressa Shields standing beside him. She reportedly has him moving as more than just her partner, too. Papoose is said to be acting as her manager, and even a boxing promoter, publicly speaking on how they create opportunities and generate money together. One of those opportunities Claressa credits to Papoose is an alleged $8 million multi-fight partnership with Salida Promotions, along with Win Records, which, by the way, is a record label.
Impossible without Papoose.
His transition to the executive suite as a creative director of the record company helped broker the deal that secures Shields' spot as one of the highest paid female boxers in the business.
As a fan, watching Claressa from the outside, I never seen someone who was more deserving.
She signed the deal back in November, and even held a full press conference, promoting it as something groundbreaking and first of its kind. But let me tell you what this contract is really about. Win Records is not a traditional boxing promoter at all. It's primarily a music management label, with Papoose positioned as the main artist and head of its hip-hop division. Claressa Shields is actually the very first athlete the label has ever signed. What a management label like this does is control an artist's public appearances, branding, endorsement deals, and overall image. And if Claressa ever decided she wanted to step into music herself, they'd be more than happy to help her make that transition. Typically, a management team like this takes anywhere from 10 to 20% off the top. That's their cut right out of the gate. Then there's Salida Promotions, which is a legitimate boxing promotion company, and they would also be taking a portion of Claressa's earnings. Salida is responsible for securing her fights, managing events, handling logistics, selling the fights, and licensing broadcast rights to major platforms like Netflix or ESPN. They're not there to manage her personal life, but when it comes to her boxing career, Salida Promotions is fully in charge of pitching her brand and hyping her fights to the public. Of course, to do all that, they take their own percentage from whatever money Claressa brings in. So now you've got multiple middlemen, all lining up to grab a piece of Claressa's bag. Management takes a cut. The boxing promoter takes a cut. And once everyone has collected what they're owed, guess who's left holding the short end of the stick? Claressa. She's the one putting her body on the line, breaking her back and risking her jaw, literally, to generate the money, while everyone else eats comfortably off her labor.
Impossible, y'all. I'm gonna say it. It wouldn't have been possible without Papoose. Papoose and Win Records have been working together for about 3-4 years now. And since I've met Ruben, he has been just so nice and so open. And the last fight, when we had so much success at LCA, where we sold out 16,000 fans, that was because myself, Papoose, Win Records, and Salida Promotions all worked together collectively to make that work. So I'm so grateful to them, and so grateful that I have a team who understands that, who understands my value, and who want to see me win. And we're going to continue to work together and make this big. So congrats.
Claressa essentially signed herself into one of those infamous 360 style deals that artists used to complain about in the music industry, where they do all the work, yet end up confused about why so little money actually reaches their pockets. So the real question is this: why would the most dominant female boxer of our generation agree to a deal better suited for a struggling rapper? Word on the street is that the only reason Claressa signed that contract in the first place is because Papoose was directly involved. Even during the press conference, Claressa openly admitted that the deal would not have happened without Papoose's participation. At this point, Claressa is the only major talent on Win Records, meaning the entire label is essentially surviving on her back. And let's not forget, Papoose isn't just involved creatively, he's also getting a commission for bringing Claressa into the deal, on top of being tied into nearly everything else she does. Anytime Claressa lands a gig, Papoose reportedly gets a cut of that too. According to what's being said in the streets, much of the money coming from Claressa is what Papoose is allegedly using to fund his lifestyle and chip away at his tax problems. Here's where things get even more concerning. Papoose reportedly hasn't paid taxes in over 12 years and is said to owe the IRS more than $300,000. Remy Ma, on the other hand, allegedly owes over $600,000 herself. Together, that puts them more than $1 million in debt to the IRS. Remy Ma has taken shots at Claressa, calling her Papoose's come-up, acting like she's above the situation. But what really makes this whole situation suspicious is the fact that Remy and Papoose are still legally married. Papoose may have filed for divorce, but it has yet to be finalized, and reports claim Remy has since taken the divorce off the table. Meanwhile, the two continue to beef publicly, possibly just to keep up appearances.
And we saw that he currently owes and has not paid taxes for the past, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, not 12, but 13 years. This man, what does that say, Jasmine? 3, what say?
I want to say it says
That's the 180,000. top name of who? Taxpayer? William Mack, but he ain't paying no taxes, so he shouldn't be called a taxpayer. He should be called a tax ower. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. And so these are just Papooses. Now, the reason I think that this is a Tinder swindler, the reason I think that there's some tricking going on here is because when Papoose and Remy were together doing an endorsement in a fur coat show store the other day, she seemed very happy to be there. When I found her tax record, what is it? Yeah, let me see. How much is those tax liens? Remy currently has $622,474.76. Guess who's gonna pay it? Guess who's gonna pay it? The one, according to her own cousin, okay, that got a disability check when she was a kid for being just a tad bit off.
Now people are starting to connect the dots, and many are saying there's no way Remy Ma and Papoose aren't working together behind the scenes. Either way, both of them come out winning. Even if Papoose eventually dumps Claressa, he's still positioned to keep a piece of her bag. If she ever decides to become a rapper, he would get a cut of that too. That means he's making money from every possible angle. And people believe he plans to use those earnings to pay off his own debts and help settle Remy's as well, since he can still be held financially liable while they remain legally married.
I feel like Claressa has been taken advantage of her whole life, okay? And I want to say this, because she's been boxing since forever. I don't know her childhood, but I do know that her best friend who grew up with her came out and made some rather disturbing videos about Claressa being taken advantage of, you know, when she was younger as a young boxer by her coaches and getting pregnant and things like this. And so when I see people like Papoose enter the Cash App requesting money from people like Claressa, after Remy has already warned us that, you know, he preyed on her when she was in jail. He wasn't making no money. It was Remy's money. And she said she put everything in his name only to come out and then have to work, and then he's getting the benefit of the solid black man, of the black man that's holding everything down. And so when I look at this same thing possibly being done to Claressa, and she's slow by default, and I'm talking about slow as in, you know, she probably got some early stage, you know, some issues going on, being knocked around, you know, it does have an effect on your brain and on your cognitive thinking and stuff, and you're not able to see straight. And if she was already taken advantage of by her coaches, surely it's easier for a bum like this to come in and take advantage of her too. I personally think they're still sleeping together. That's just my thing. I'm just gonna hold that right there.
And the internet is hoping Claressa wakes up and realizes that both Remy Ma and Papoose benefit from her being connected to them. If she doesn't see it now, people believe she'll eventually wake up to the harsh reality that she has nothing left. 1000%. I did my homework, and the verdict is in. She's getting played faster than a New York minute. From the outside looking in, it appears Papoose is preying on Claressa Shields. And that's what makes the situation so sad. Every time she speaks, the warning signs seem to be there. Miss Shields comes across as deeply insecure and overly fixated on a man who doesn't appear to return that same level of affection. Still, I genuinely want Claressa to find true self-love and real romantic happiness. She's been through a lot, and Papoose isn't the only challenge she's faced in life. I honestly hope he doesn't end up breaking her heart. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about all of this? Sound off in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, Patties.